Oh, anyway. So you remember this guy, right? Look at that. I was the fifth kinsman. It's true. I was deemed the fifth kinsman by Chuck Carter himself. And I know I've told the story and I've played some things from this era, but I'm gonna. I know there will be somebody watching. I'm recording the show tonight. That's right. That's at the steak stable. My father's brief venture into food service business. Seemed like a great match. I think John and Mark would agree. I think they were wrangled into working there and working, but without being paid. So what is that called? Child slavery or something, anyway. But there was live music, apparently, as is evidenced here by this photograph. So this must have been 67. We left Evansville in 68. I'll look about 3 or 4 there, don't I? Something like that. And there I am with my toy plastic guitar, one of several. They did break easily once, you know. I remember losing one over my brother Brian's head. Sorry about that. I had to defend myself somehow. I was a little kid. But anyway, there's Chuck Carter and the Kinsmen, and I was going to bring up the 45. One of the first 45s I remember having, it was the Wallace and Ladmo theme, but then this great single by Chuck and the Kinsmen called Ship John B., a version of Sloop John B., the old folk song. And it may have been about the same time as the Pet Sounds Beach Boys version. I'm not sure which one came first, but about the same time. But his is very different. And so not long after this picture is taken, we move away to Arizona, and I never knew what became of Chuck. I had no clue and just kind of spent a majority of my life just kind of wondering in ways, whatever happened to this guy. And I had this record, and it was just kind of this magical memory, and having this, and then this incredible picture that exists. It's just, who knew that, anyway, to have such a memento of that time. Because when you're 5, you don't have that many memories. So some very fond memories of Arizona, but of course, Chuck was a very big memory, and that my life became music, and that was one of my early musical memories. So wondering for so many years, I would ask my parents. They thought he became a painter, and maybe he moved to California or whatever. So I thought a couple of times to try to find him, but then even going by an old publishing company's address that had published one of the songs on his record, and they were still in business, but nobody was around. So with the advent of Yellow Pages Online, this might have gone to the early 2000s. I decided, well, just look up Chuck Carter in Phoenix to start there, perhaps. And there was a couple, and I called one, and there was a guy at the end of the phone. I said, "Is this Chuck Carter?" He goes, "Who wants to know?" Look at that face. I mean, kind of a Clint Eastwood kind of tone to what was happening. But anyway, I explained who I was. He remembered my dad, and of course, that time of his life, he wasn't playing music professionally anymore, but he had up through the early 70s, I found out. So we arranged, I was going to be playing Tucson with Olivia Newton-John not long after that, I guess. And we arranged to meet. And so my brother Mark lives in Tucson, and he very kindly drove me up on a day off after, or maybe the day before a show or whatever. So I got to meet Chuck Carter after, 35, 40 years of wondering. I found him. And there's the man. And his paint, he was indeed a painter. And he had moved to Australia, and he'd lived in California. But here he was in a very 70s looking house. Might have even still had the shag carpet. I don't remember. Maybe Lisa will remember when she sees these. But Lisa Stein, thank you for having us over that day and taking these pictures. And I'm telling this for a very specific reason. There he had just signed my actual original 45 I took, and he signed it. And it's just incredible that this day happened, right? And so we stayed friends, and we were telephonically connected for many years. And he unfortunately was afflicted with Alzheimer's, and so was declining. And we were in touch till the end. He finally passed away, and photo there. So after he had passed, Lisa and her new boyfriend Neil, and current boyfriend Neil, they've been together many years now, came out to a show. I was doing a show in Arizona, in Phoenix, at just a club out there with Uli John Roth, and she came by, and she had this folder of pictures. And a picture of Chuck with this guitar. Now, I'd played this guitar at his house that day. And so she had brought it to the show. I might have played it that night. I don't recall. I might have played it, but it was in the thing about it, that's a leather covered guitar and a leather guitar strap with Chuck's name. And the same guy that did Waylon Jennings, very famous Telecaster, that leather bound, the same guy did this because Chuck was asked to join Waylon's band at one point. So some Arizona history there. But there he is with that guitar. She brought it to the gig and asked if I'd help her sell it. You know, she was going to try to sell some of Chuck's things. She did have a need for them, and brought it out. So let me take it with me. I know it needed to be refretted. It needed a lot of loving care. And I got it all refurbished and was going to start searching to figure out, you know, what it's worth. And in that time, she decided that she just wanted me to have it. So she gave me the guitar. So Lisa, thank you for entrusting and bequeathing unto me this incredible guitar. It's a mid-60s Telecaster. I'm not sure what finish it originally was, but it's bound in leather, and there's same strap, same guitar as Chuck there. So I'd written a song with kind of that time of my life in mind, with my family very much in mind, the entire Timmons family as we existed in 1967 and 1968. But you know, Chuck Carter and the Kinsmen and the Stake Stable figure very much largely into that history. So it seems appropriate that I would dedicate this version of Arizona Sunset to Chuck Carter. Thank you, Lisa. Rest in peace, Chuck. Thank you, Lisa. And thanks, Neil. Thank you guys so much. Man, that's been quite a night of our wide variety of music, but thanks for sharing it with me. I appreciate you guys so much. And so next weekend clearly will be an off weekend for me, as we've got the live band version of the Electric Truth record coming up at the Guitar Sanctuary. I believe it's sold out at this point as far as the in-person tickets, but there is a endless amount of live streams, I would imagine. And I hope you guys can at least tune in virtually, and hope the sound will be all right that night. Rob Wexler is going to be running the in-house sound at the venue, and the band is pretty amazing. We've got Bobby Sparks and Sean McCurley, Braylon Lacey, Mike Medina, Corey Portillo, Tim Gilpin, and I think me. I think I get to play. That's right. And Dennis is very generously offered to, if you want to attend, he will gladly buy you a streaming ticket. Pretty cool. So thank you, Dennis, my other sibling, Don L, JC, everybody here. Appreciate y'all so much. And now I get to find out what Monica ordered for dinner. This is the best tour ever. I'm on the couch by 9:30. That's pretty good. Very spoiled. But love you guys. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Good night.